Yeah, hi guys, Jasper Hewitt here from Bushwakka, Africa. So you're interested in looking at a Bushwakka sundowner, and you've spent time on the website looking at my videos, looking at the product, looking at all the features it offers, the emotional aspect of what you think you're buying and what you expect to get from a Bushwakka sundowner. But have you considered what actually takes place underneath? What is the function of the chassis, this chassis underneath the sundowner, and how that complements the whole product and what it actually does towards the function and towing stability and off-road capacity. So walk with me, and I'm going to show you a chassis that is pre-assembled before we start putting on the top box and all the components that build up your sundowner. So we'll start right at the front. This is a proper engineered ladder chassis. We've spent a lot of time developing a chassis that allows for a certain amount of flexibility. It's very strong, and it carries all the components that you take off-road with you safely, and with reliability. So the main thing in the front here is your tow hitch. This is a 2.7-ton German product that we import, rated for off-road capacity. It has a good, strong cast iron ball on the front, couple on the front that goes into your towing ball. It's got a handbrake with a shock absorber assistance that kicks back nice and tight, applies the brake system to the axle. We've also included what we here call a lockout pin. Let's just pull that out there. And you insert this into a hole that we pre-drill into the back of your coupler. What that does, it stops the shaft being able to move back and forth, which applies the brakes on the axle. And this system, when engaged, is perfect for off-roading, slow-going, river tracks, sandy tracks, rocky type of environment. It means that you're towing a fixed coupler without the constant movement back and forth on the braking system. So it's a great addition that we do to the coupler. And in cases where you are in soft, sandy camps, riverbeds, needing to reverse up and park and set up your camp, engage that, and you've got a nice, easy rig that doesn't lock up behind you. Bear in mind that when we get to the axle and the braking system, I'll explain more about the auto-reverse function on there. So all our chassis, sundowner models, come with a standard 60 diameter, heavy-duty jockey wheel with a double wheel at the bottom, which allows for easy maneuvering in hard and soft surfaces. It's got a long extension, so you can get good height out of your adjustments for the higher rides when you put bigger tires on the rig. And so that's a good adjustment, and it's also removable. So it's got a clamp bracket here, which you can open and close and remove totally if necessary, or just for adjustments. Then, to complement and finish off the front section of the A-frame, by the way, this whole chassis is made out of stainless steel construction, so it doesn't rust, it's durable, and it's got a long life, longevity in it. So we've got an aluminium heavy-duty skid plate that we mount here in the front section, which stops any of the stones shooting back up in underneath the nose cone. And also, if you're ever in a situation where you need to drag your rig through some sandy conditions, it's got a built-in skid section here, and it protects the mechanisms on your brake coupler. So that's standard with all our sundowner models. Then we've added here a heavy-duty rubber mat, which adds more protection from stone damage on gravel roads back towards the axles, shocks, springs, and braking mechanisms. That is an additional item there that gives protection for off-road, long use off-road. Then you'll see that this huge, big stainless steel tank is the water tank for the sundowner. It's 145 liters. It drops into the chassis, above the axle, literally centered to the axle. Center of gravity is perfect. The weight's down at the bottom, and it doesn't affect your ride. So that's an excellent position for that water tank, and it's well protected underneath the body of the main trailer. So all our chassis are equipped with a 2.5-ton heavy-duty braked axle with a mechanical braking system, and it has an auto-reverse mechanism in there. So if you're pushing backwards and reversing, it will automatically, through a cam system, release the brake drum inside, so that it allows you to reverse. And then another key feature of these axles of ours, they have self-adjusting brakes. So you don't ever have to adjust the brakes. If they wear to a point where they are not braking efficiently, they have an automatic cam system that locks it into the next position going forward, and your braking system remains then in contact with the inside of the drum 100% at all times. So that's another key feature of our axles. Simple mechanism really. They have a braking rod that comes through from the front and which pulls 2 brake cables to each axle hub, and that applies the brakes on inertia. Very efficient and very, very simplistic, easy braking system to bear in mind for long-term use and servicing. Our chassis are fitted with a heavy-duty leaf spring set, 2-ton rating, and they have an eye in the front, which bolts into a bushed eye, and a slipper slide at the back. And our chassis have adjustable height settings so that you can raise or drop your whole chassis depending on the size of wheel and rim that you're fitting to the chassis. The reason why we've always stuck with our standard leaf springs, as many of the 4x4 pickups do nowadays, it's a simplistic, efficient, well-proven technology that works, is serviceable, and if you ever have a problem outdoors, off-roading in the bush, out and about, it's easy to make a plan and fix and get you back on the road and get you back home safely. Compared to some of the new technology where they're using independent wishbone type suspensions, we've just found that for our conditions and our trailers, the leaf spring is a very sufficient option for our product. You will see that our Gabriel Safari heavy-duty shocks are fitted on a post in an upright position, as a shock is designed for. This is where you get most of your travel in the upright position. When your axle moves up and down, it travels into the shock. Many of our competitors have their shocks at funny, obscure angles, which in effect have no effect on the suspension at all. There's very little movement through that angle into the shock, and the shock's primary function on a chassis is to control the bounce in your spring. So that's very important. So having an off-road trailer with a proper set of shocks is key to the stability, the off-road towing, and the comfort and safety aspect behind you. Right at the end of the rear end of our chassis, we have heavy-duty swing-out stabilizers. As you can see, they just clip in with a locking mechanism. Simple, efficient, and quick to use. Your wheel spanner that we supply with the Sundowner fits onto this nut, and you can then adjust your level at the back, raise it up and down, and it's very sturdy. So just simple locking system in place like that. Wind it up and down, and you can level your rig. And when you pack up, it stores nicely out of the way like that. Then we move around to the last part of the chassis, where we store the spare wheel. Spare wheel is on a winding mechanism. Like most pickups, you insert a rod through the hole of the back here into a wind over here on a chain and sprocket drive, and you can drop out your spare wheel. At the same point, that keeps the weight with the water tank in your center of gravity in the floor of the chassis under your main floor of the body.
Don't want a complication.
So there you have it, guys. Bushwakka Africa is all about passion, trust, reliability. And we put a lot of effort into developing and designing this chassis to ensure that your investment in Bushwakka Africa and your Sundowner ensures longevity, value for money, and return on investment. Some people often mention weight as an issue, but if you've seen what I've put into this chassis, the strength, the components, and all the features, that little bit of extra weight should be seen as a positive to your investment. For more information, visit our website www.bushwakka.co.za and ensure you invest in the right product.
Bushwakka sells a dream where we offer the opportunity to escape into the wild with you and your family. Start your adventure today and live your dreams at bushwakka.co.za.